the absence of his life every day of Indian subcontinent. If हम लोग अभी भी सोचते हैं अगर वो होते तो क्या होता, तो ये सोच हमारी बचपन से हम सोचते आ रहे हैं और we are celebrating his 125th birthday. Government of India is putting his statue in New Delhi, and we are also proposing to put a statue in Houston in the park where there is another statue already there. So we want to bring our national hero in this part of the world so that we remember him and our generations, those who will be living in the United States, they will also know who we are, where we came from, and who is our hero. Thank you, Tanmoy. This is your time to present to our audience about our national hero, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.
Thank you all for being here today, and I am very pleased and gratified to be here to talk about a personality that is well known to all of you, but I will try to give it a color or a view that may sound something new, something that we may not have discovered about the hero that we know of. We all know him as the biggest freedom fighter India has seen. Not only India, I doubt that any country in the world that we know today had the fortune of having a person like Netaji. So let's begin by mentioning that Rajiv Verma told me to talk about, and you all know that I believe we are interested in knowing how much he is relevant today. I would like to emphasize that not only he is relevant today, he is more relevant today than before. Let me explain why I say that. You may have guessed it, but let me clarify it further. In today's world, as you know, those of us who are really from earlier generation, not the generation that we know belong today. So our generation and the generation before that, the independence was obtained 1947. That's 75 years or so back. So roughly speaking, it will be second or third generation before this generation. And I hope you all will agree that throughout the passing of generation, we are seeing degradation of values. ideals, virtues, and so on and so forth. We keep lamenting about that and we talk about that. But this is the time to think and to reflect upon what we can do so that the trend does not continue to go down. We love our children. Every parent wants their children to be better than themselves, more successful than themselves. But we have to think what really true success is. If we agree that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose back in 1930s, 1940s, what he did was not really approved or certified by his parents. Did he do wrong? I guess everybody will agree, no. That's why we are here 125 years from his birthday to gather and celebrate his birth. He showed by his life and by his death that we are here to make some mark in the world so that people, generation coming later, remember and they get inspired. So that's the summary of the slide that I showed first. Here I will show a few slides, just highlight of his life, and then I will show some slides to bring out some of the values he stood for, and that really shows his character. A man is known not by his color, not by his position, not by what he has degree, what his education is. He is known by his qualities, actions, and his deeds. There is a quote that I like to make. Shakespeare made, "The evil that men do leaves after them. The good is often interred with their bones." That means buried with their bones. So, is that universal truth? If we see what happened as we will progress, we will bring up some of those. What happened with this freedom fighter of India? It shows and it seems that Shakespearean phrase is true. The evil really took over. However, at the same time, if you want to explore further and pursue the universal truth, then you have to go back to our scriptures. What does Gita say? Gita says, "Nasato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sata. That means that the truth ultimately prevails. And that's what I'm going to show, and that's why you see 125 years after his birth, we are here, although only a few out of 100,000 Indian population. Nevertheless, we are here to discuss his contribution, his glories. And that's why in this day we see, you must have seen that through TV and all, our Prime Minister in India has erected his statue in the right spot where the whole country really is focused on, date of India, that his statue is erected after 75 years. Nevertheless, it took so long because of, again, the same quote that the evil that men do leaves after them. But the good ultimately prevails. So here you have a description of some of the important deadlines on his life. Birth 1897, supposed official version of his death 1945, and we will say a few words on that later. Then his disappearance